A while back, I made a video ranking NBA 2K My Career in a tier list. And today I want to remake the video, see where my opinions changed, and then add with NBA 2K 22, 23, 24, and 25. Where does my opinion stand? We will see. Starting off with NBA 2K10. In my opinion, this one goes right into elite tier. This is the first ever NBA 2K My Career that we got. Well, it used to be called My Player then. And it's the most basic, the most stripped down version of the mode. But I'm not gonna lie, it was probably one of the most fun I've had playing NBA 2K. It was my first NBA 2K, so that could be a reason why I was so new to it all. But the fact that everything could be upgraded to a 99 overall, and you can play through summer league, and you can play through training camp with the team selection. You can stay with the team that drafted you for summer league, or you can choose your own team. Obviously, the gameplay wasn't as good as NBA 2K11. That's why we put it in elite tier. But the game was still really fun. The team migrate system was really hit and miss, and sometimes it didn't fit the basketball situation. It was just judging you based on quite selective plays, but it was pretty easy to get an A+ at the end of the day, even if you played with the 40 overall player, which started with the 40 overall. Nowadays you start with 60, but it takes forever to upgrade yourself to 85 because the VC just costs so much. But back then you earn based on your skill points. If you make a taller player, you make less skill points. If you make a smaller player, you make a little bit more. You make enough to upgrade your player, and by the end of the season, you can be a 99. Another great thing that I think that NBA 2K10 had was the NBA 2K Insider. Bring the 2K Insider back. This guy was roasting you if you play bad. He was telling you what you did good in a certain game, what you did bad. Which this was a great addition to the game, and I'm super sad that they took him away in NBA 2K12. It was a fun time. Overall, NBA 2K10 is really high up my list. I'm probably biased because I do love this game. I would love to have something like an offline My Career with something like this where you just create your guy, just go My League, just go like even My League. Use it as a base in My League, but just have my own progression system in there as well. And I'd play the shit out of that. Like, I don't need all of that fancy My Career bullshit that we have nowadays. NBA 2K11. We go and go tier straight away. Now it's a part of the game for a draft combine, which it was part of NBA 2K10, but you had to download a whole DLC for it. Now it's a part of the game. You play 3, I believe, or 4 games in draft combine where you go against John Wall, and Evan Turner was fucking killing you in the first game, and like Wesley Johnson is there, Boogie Cousins is there, Derek Favors is there. So hey, the first couple of games in there was really fun, and you can determine your place in the draft, which in that one there's no pick in your team. You get drafted and you stay with that team. So you get drafted, you go summer league. In this one in particular, it was a little bit easier to get to the league, where in NBA 2K10, if you fuck up in one game, especially in training camp, you send to G League, and then it's going to take you a while before you're back in the NBA. In this one, however, it's a lot more easier. You'd have to really fuck it up to go to the G League. But especially with the improvements in gameplay, it was more fluid. And going back to these games, CPU kind of cooks. Like, your opponents have high IQ that you can let them play. Obviously you playing against if you play against Hall of Fame, it's going to be super hard. But it was part of the challenge at that time. This game brought endorsements for the first time. You had Jordan Brand. You had a few billboards. You also had your first ever signature shoe, which was pretty fun and big at the time. Yeah, NBA 2K11 just brought a new level of entertainment to my career / my player mode. I'm putting it in a go tier 100%. NBA 2K12. I replayed it on the channel recently, and I think I used to hate on this mode quite a lot, but I think I put it in elite tier. I think after all of that time, and especially after replaying it, I think it's super underrated. The gameplay kind of took a dive because they changed the engine, and it looks like the movement is a lot different, which they used that engine for up until 2K14, I believe. And it was kind of the first year of them trying out this new physics engine. But honestly, the only thing that's broke with the game is the pick and roll. Everything else is kind of fun. This is the first 2K that let us create our own jump shot, where you have the base and you have your own release, and it just had more customization in terms of your animations and stuff like that, which was really pretty fun. As far as the My Player and My Career mode itself, we had this is the year where they had actual money that you make from your contracts, and then with that money you can purchase your like top of the line animations for your jump shot. You can use those money to buy skill points if you want some extra. There's also, you can use the skill points to get the abilities, which abilities was basically like you have a set of animations for your size up, but if you increase your ability, you unlock a new way of abilities that you can use, which is pretty fucking sick. Like NBA 2K12 had a lot of depth to it. The baseline of NBA 2K11, they just keep adding. Like we had commercials as far as our endorsements, which was pretty fun at the time. And yeah, like all of that, instead of you using your VC to kind of get your animations, you actually, if you sign like a max contract with the team after like your first year and stuff, you get the max contract for like 20 million. You get a lot of money coming in for your MyPlayer, and then you can get more animations and stuff like that. You can spend them on like go golfing with MJ, and it's gonna give you like boost to your fans or some stuff. It was pretty fun stuff at the time. But yeah, definitely underrated. I'm putting in the elite tier. I think NBA 2K12 was hella fun. NBA 2K13. I will be biased. I believe last time I put it at good. Maybe nostalgia can hit me, but I think I'll put it at elite as well. The gameplay was quite fun for me, at least. I enjoyed it and I played a lot of this. This was the first year they introduced VC, but it wasn't overinflated or anything like that. And I actually thought that was a fun idea to bring in VC that you can earn in different modes to use to your MyPlayer. I think that was super sick idea until they started to just have crazy until VC inflation hit. Basically, this was really fun. Like everything was super cheap. You can get everything in a store. You can get the suit. You can get all that stuff. I remember one of the like very few microtransactions that you wanted to do in a game was if you get the earrings for your player, or like some stuff like that, you get like a +10 to your all attributes, which can help you in the rookie showcase, that you can basically get like a first overall selection in a draft, which was super fun. I was like, holy fuck, we can be first overall now, because back in those older games you couldn't do that. Now you can go to New Orleans with Anthony Davis basically in that first overall pick, which I'll probably use a bunch of fucking Chris move background in here, but yeah, he went first overall, and it was pretty difficult to get, which you had to have perfect game, especially because the game was, I believe, like 7 minutes quarter or something like that. So it was shorter, so you can get your stats up. So you had to really like work for it. You could have technically upgraded before the draft started. And then you can select your own suits, which was the first real thing for that, that you can basically buy your own suit that you can see it in your draft, and it was pretty cool. And for that generation of console, for Xbox 360, this was like a groundbreaking thing. NBA 2K13 brought to us was you can speak to your GM, you can ask them questions or make requests of some sort. You can, if you want to get traded, you go to GM and you ask for a trade. Yeah, I believe it's a pretty solid MyCAREER experience. Might be complaints with the gameplay and how you can block dunks and stuff, but we talk about MyCAREER here. NBA 2K14. Let's talk about the next gen version. NBA 2K14 on current gen had pretty solid gameplay. With NBA 2K14 to me is a GOAT MyCAREER for next gen. Obviously, all the cutscenes, the rivalry with Jackson Ellis. You can still upgrade your player to basically 99. You didn't have no caps of anything. Yeah, there's some players that if you create like a center, I think your three-pointer goes max to 90, but it's such a little difference that you don't even notice it, but you can still get all of the animations and stuff like that. NBA 2K14 was hella fun. Still the best looking 2K in my opinion, and like literally I'm looking for a disc just to put into my PS5, and I want to play NBA 2K14 instead of 25. This is how, like, I don't care about how players' faces look, or gameplay was fun. The game looks the best. Like, if you compare NBA 2K14 to NBA 2K25, NBA 2K25 looks dull. It has no lighting. It looks terrible. Like, even the uniform doesn't move on players, which is insane to me. Like, how can you go backwards in 11 years? You go backwards in all this time. And I'm like, yeah, but anyway, that was my little rant on NBA 2K25. Yeah, NBA 2K14 is a GOAT tier for me. You had the storyline that expanded through the whole season, even a few seasons. I think that's important that the storyline just keeps going after a few seasons, that you don't lose interest after 1 year. We will never have a console generation jump like that. I believe when I first saw the trailer for NBA 2K14, I was floored. Like when LeBron was speaking to himself, it was the sickest shit ever. And yeah, I've fucking been playing this. I didn't even know English. I didn't even know English back then, and I was just so happy to play this thing. But yeah, NBA 2K14 was hella fun. GOAT tier game in my opinion. The storyline was cheesy, but it was fun. I didn't mind that it was like corny in a way. The main thing is the gameplay and everything surrounding the game was awesome. NBA 2K15. I think I'll be harsh on a few games, probably closer to new ones. I remember I put it in mid last time, but I think we'll put it at good. NBA 2K15 is good in my opinion. The reason is with the change in gameplay, and obviously this was the first year they brought the shot meter, which if you're green you make 100% of the time, which wasn't the case back then. Before the games before, I mean, that was the first time they brought. You can change the voice in your MyPlayer. It also was the storyline that you didn't get drafted, you get a 10-day contract. It kind of cuts through halfway of your first season, which I don't really like. But I probably played the least of that game, and then the other ones. But NBA 2K15 was still pretty good in terms of gameplay. Unfortunately, the storyline just kind of sucked. The whole they invited a bunch of players from every team that you can talk to a real player in your team. You can have your veteran that gives you advice and stuff. But the voice acting just sucked, and the game is notorious for fucking. The game is just notorious for players just doing a terrible job in that thing. With Doc Rivers did the best job out of the players. Doc Rivers had he needs like a acting debut after his performance in NBA 2K15. He wasn't that bad actually, but everybody else just completely sucked. Even JJ Redick did a bad job. So yeah, NBA 2K15 it's like a hilarious garbage. It's like a fun garbage game. The progression of the player was still pretty fun. You didn't have to buy VC to upgrade your player pretty good. I think I was harsh on it to put it in mid. We put it in good. I think NBA 2K15 deserves to be in good tier. NBA 2K 2016. This is probably going to be controversial to some people because they treat it as the GOAT 2K. And I kind of agree in terms of gameplay, but I think as a storyline, I put it at elite. I know that a lot of people just love the Spike Lee thing that he did with the high school and college, and then Vic Van Leer just dies and is the saddest moment in 2K history, and it was pretty fun. The reason I don't really like it is that it interrupted the gameplay a little too much. Ideal world, this could be a perfect MyCAREER series. What I hate the most is that it just you didn't get a single chance to play in your first season. With the team that drafts you, you can stay at the team that drafts you, but it's never like oh yeah, my first season went this terrible way because of that thing. This thing didn't happen. I understand why they kind of did it so that there's no cognitive dissonance in the story. Plus what happened in the court, because most of you guys probably win a championship in your first season, and then if you see the cutscene of your owner just be like, hey, you fucking played terrible because of your friend that you got, eh? So I understand maybe for that reason that they do it that way, but I think that's just a missed thing in the first season. So the story was good, but at one point it felt like I'm just watching a movie with sometimes I have to play to just kind of get to the next cutscene instead of I'm playing and then you get a cutscene as a reward of your play, if you know what I mean. So NBA 2K16 just struggles with that little thing. Obviously, the gameplay was phenomenal in that one. It's the first one you can kind of pick your build in a way. You had the balance, you had the inside or you have the outside scorer kind of type thing. Other than that, like NBA 2K16 was really fun. In my opinion, that portion of the story just rubs me the wrong way, and it's a pure. It's a pure subjective thing in my for me. I just hate it. I don't like it. When it came out, I played it and I was like, this is kind of mid. I don't enjoy it in a way. So yeah, NBA 2K16 still elite, but it's not. It just doesn't have that oomph that I would love in my GOAT tier. What does have that oomph in this MyCAREER is NBA 2K17. Obviously, I think the gameplay is a little bit worse in NBA 2K17 than NBA 2K16, but the storyline with Orange Juice and Prez And it was my first ever 2K that I started making videos on. I was so hyped when we went to college, and it was and you had a girlfriend, and Michael B. Jordan is your homie in there, and you just fucking in the same team and you kill it. And you had this orange juice connection with like basically a takeover when you're like super hot and you can switch between them both. And they had this little handshake. And what I like the most about it is, yeah, we have this little movie to start, so we give the exposition, and yeah, we play for college, and we have to play a few college games, and just move over and like work our way to the league. The better you play, the higher you get drafted. I believe I got drafted to the Lakers. It was like 3rd or 4th overall pick or something, and you're like, damn. So you get drafted high, then you get the cutscenes with you and Michael B. Jordan's character, and you become like best friends, and you go to practices together, which practices helped you like get that the badge and stuff. You had the grand badge in there, which the gameplay was incredibly fun for that as well. This is the first one that the graphics kind of dipped, in my opinion, from NBA 2K14-ish. This is the first 2K that kind of looked a little bit dull. But I didn't mind it at all. You had your own MyCAREER. It was sick. And the story just lasted and fucking went the whole season. It didn't stop. And I enjoyed every part of it. I think this maybe just nostalgia a little bit hit me because this is the first 2K I ever put out on YouTube. NBA 2K17 is still in my heart forever. I put it in GO tier. NBA 2K18. You have to talk about that one. It's just fucking unplayable. City was the first introduced. We know the gameplay problems. We know Be Fresh from that thing. You couldn't shut her up. The gameplay was It was meh. It wasn't anything that great. The first time we could mix and match our. Obviously, we had the builds from NBA 2K17, but now you could mix and match your playmaking with an inside scorer shot creating one, and it was like. That thing was kind of fun. This is the first at 2K where I felt VC inflation starting to hit as well with the city and stuff. And I just didn't enjoy the city at all. Like it was quite big. It wasn't anything too special. I didn't spend too much time in that NBA 2K18. And yeah, especially MyCAREER story with like Be Fresh and all that stuff, and you being a DJ and you go to like this trial. No, you go to like this street ball thing for them to just show off the city, and then somehow here's the NBA scout just seeing you play and you pick your team. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. NBA 2K18 was hella mid. I think this is one of the worst 2Ks. That's probably the worst 2K, especially for MyCAREER. Let's move on. NBA 2K19, we put an elite. I think it's missing a few things. Actually, let's put a GOAT here. NBA 2K19 was kind of goated. Actually, wait, no, we put elite. Never mind. It had the similar problem to NBA 2K16, where it just dumped a whole bunch of exposition at first, because you play for that. This is the one where you play for like a Chinese team, and you have your arrival and stuff, and you play for a team in China. Then you come back to the league or wherever, and it has this whole thing where you come back and you play like for Lakers or whatever, and it's just this thing like it just copied thing that happened in NBA with this old guy from G League who went to play for the Lakers for the rest of the season. It was like a wholesome moment. I think they copied that a little bit. So yeah, NBA 2K19 was really weird in that sense. I didn't really enjoy it. I believe we played a bunch of like G League games there as well. That you play in China, then you play G League, and then stuff like that happens. And that whole bunch of exposition in the first part was kind of confusing. You just had to like kind of get through it. But after, where the city opens up and you do have like a bunch of cutscenes for like you getting a check or you in your MyCAREER or anything like that, it was actually pretty good. Like the gameplay went upwards like crazy. Like the gameplay was so much better in NBA 2K19 than NBA 2K18. It was really noticeable, and I was enjoying. I think this one, except for NBA 2K17, I played NBA 2K19 so much. The green animations was fun, like green and shot was fun. The jump shooting was hella fun. I think I treat this one as a really good one, only because it was the last one where they didn't fuck up the AI. The CPU in this game was phenomenal. CPU, like whenever you play on Hall of Fame. Your CPU doesn't mess up. It still plays to the level. It plays to standard. It doesn't do. It doesn't. It looks like they have basketball IQ on the court, which I'm gonna talk about it later. It just lost all of it for later in later games, even though we went to PS5 and stuff, and it still was dumb. So yeah, like NBA 2K19 was the last good one where you actually could play a pretty good basketball with your teammates. It would look like a real basketball in a way. NBA 2K20, this is the storyline. NBA 2K20 was the one where you were in college. It was like this whole NCAA thing that you're standing up for your teammate and stuff like that. I think this was the year of that. And I didn't mind the story. The story was actually pretty decent. It still had the thing of NBA 2K16 where we just play the prelude, and then when you get to NBA in the city, it just doesn't give you as many cutscenes anymore. And it's more understandable why they do it now, only because people who want to play Park, they just don't want to see a bunch of cutscenes and stuff. But you still can get away from it. Like, you just don't have to advance the game in a way, which kind of, I don't know, kind of sucked. But I want to put NBA 2K20 in mid. The reason why I want to put this in mid, I was really frustrated with this one. Because this is where they made AI time their shots. So the whites weren't going in as much, the greens were going in, but the CPU couldn't green their shots at all. I remember this year, this was the first year that KD went to Brooklyn, and I started my career with Golden State. I was like, I'm gonna have Steph, I'm gonna have Clay. They're gonna fucking make every shot. We're gonna shoot a bunch of threes. It's gonna be fun. Steph Curry shot 14% of 3-pointers, and the CPU couldn't grade anything unless you play on lower difficulty. They couldn't do anything, and this is where we noticed that the higher difficulty you put it on, the lower the IQ of the players get, which was interesting to say the least. It was absolutely fucking horrible. NBA 2K20 just gave me pain. I couldn't finish the game. I think I played half of regular season. I couldn't finish just playing it because I was just so frustrated with NBA 2K20, and it kind of built up my frustration up until 24, maybe 25, where your teammates are more reliable in greening those shots. The IQ overall of your teammates just dropped significantly, and it's haven't been high since NBA 2K19. This is where the downfall of NBA 2K MyCAREER just happens, and I just wish that we can control it a lot more with the offline MyCAREER. I really want an offline MyCAREER where we can just do our own stuff and just not rely on making our players in Park. I want Park and MyCAREER to be completely separate modes. We don't have to do it all together. Just separate those two, and let's go from there. So yeah, this is my main reason for separating it, because we can also build our players how we want. We can make a 7 feet KD with 99 ball handling, 99 3-pointer, 99 dunk. We can do all of that. Or if I want to build a player, I can make him offensive genius plus able to play defense, which you cannot make in NBA 2K25 at all. So yeah, NBA 2K20 was the pie charts thing, and you could just really limit it with selection of what kind of player you can build. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that I don't like in NBA 2K20. This was the first year of pie charts, actually. And yeah, the players were hella limited. Downfall of MyCAREER as a whole, because they just focused on the city and the park so much. It was neighborhood at that time, sorry. This was probably the year where I just started completely losing interest in MyCAREER. NBA 2K21. We have both covers here. We're gonna put Zion one here. I'll put it at good. I think it was okay. The CPU in this one was absolutely horrible. NBA 2K21 was the first year they introduced the city, which was fucking huge, and it took you forever to get to places. Yeah, NBA 2K21 was the one where we can go college route, or you can go G League route, which gives you like a different attribute points or some sort like that. You get like different award for going either or. Which was okay. It wasn't anything terrible. You play like in high school a little bit, and then you move on to you just pick between G League or the other stuff, the G League or college, right? Honestly, let's just talk about it. I think both of these are mid. Let's just put them in mid. I think these are the games that just became hella mid. I had a clip of me playing for Blazers for even current gen, but next gen it was the same. I think I picked Dallas for next gen, which was the similar thing with NBA 2K20 with Steph, and I played current gen with Portland because I wanted to bring Dame a ring, and he couldn't make anything either. I had this clip right here, and yeah, it was just not fun. Dame. CJ, 3. So yeah, I'll put it in mid. I'll put this one in mid as well. New gen or current gen, didn't matter. Didn't matter at all. Yeah, NBA 2K21 on that gen was kind of horrible. But yeah, the one good thing I'd say about new gen is that you can make a player that you wanted. It wasn't as strict as the pie charts from NBA 2K20. You can actually create who you wanted to, and it can actually have like decent stats. You can still have good defense with good offense. So I think that's the only good thing about this one. The overall story is forgettable. Like, honestly, I remember all of these. NBA 2K14, I remember by heart the story. NBA 2K15, I remember. 16, I remember. 17, I remember. 18, even 18. No, I actually don't remember 18. 19, I remember. 2021, 22 was also forgettable as fuck. But I'll put it at good. NBA 2K22 was decent. Your teammates were still fucking trash. The only good thing about 2K22 is that the quest in the city gave you hella VC that you can. I built like a no donation, like no money spent career on NBA 2K22, and I like by the end of the season, my guy was actually pretty good because there's a bunch of quests that you get 10K for, 15K for, in the new games, it's unheard of because 2K just doesn't give you VC. And then for playing a game, you just get like 800, 900 VC, which is nothing. And then you play on Hall of Fame, okay, 1100 VC. You can't spend it really on anything because the thing just is so expensive nowadays for just upgrading your player. So NBA 2K22 was actually a good one in that sense. Yeah, the city was still pretty big, and you had I think you still could choose between G League or college. Obviously, you can get drafted, and you can actually skip all of that and just go straight to draft combine, and then from draft combine you can go to draft, which I did a lot. I didn't care about those extra boosts and stuff like that for your player. I just went straight to draft combine, got drafted, and started playing the NBA. I think NBA 2K22 was pretty fun. I enjoyed it a lot more than 20 and 21 for sure. It's probably the last one I did before just completely given up on the game. NBA 2K23. NBA 2K23 was an interesting one. I think I'll put it. Gameplay was actually not bad. The shooting in that game was actually pretty fun. Like if you play no money spent, which I like to do, the shooting in this one, if you have 63 pointer, you can still green like consistently. It didn't matter really if you had 99 3-pointer or anything. So, like, I enjoyed the gameplay of 2023. The story was with Shep Owens and stuff like that. I didn't really care. Like, you had your beef with Kendrick Perkins in there, which kind of, it's okay. Shep Owens thing didn't really, like, matter at the end of the day. Like, he wasn't as annoying as Jackson Ellis, which I fucking love Jackson Ellis. And that whole thing. I'll put it at good. Only because I enjoyed the gameplay a little bit more. I think I'll put it at good. NBA 2K24. The actual story of my career in the NBA 2K24 was actually pretty fun. Good concept. Reeked of LeBron and Bronny James a little bit because you have a dad that played in NBA and now you're trying to be the GOAT or whatever. I really love the GOAT progression system. I think it was fun. I believe NBA 2K24 is good. Obviously, the gameplay kind of went sideways. I really don't enjoy the last few years on the gameplay side. I don't think it's super fun. I think it's really robotic, especially to beat Hall of Fame. You really need to be like playing like a robotic style of basketball. Just find the abuse and just use it all the time. So yeah, NBA 2K24 is good in terms of like the premise of the story. I really enjoyed the fact that it had a progression that towards the goal. Like, you don't have to play the whole regular season anymore. You can skip and simulate most of the games. You have to play key games. That it gave you a goal of becoming the GOAT, to win 6 championships, past Michael Jordan. Had this whole ranking system, so it was pretty fun. I think the gameplay kind of brings it down from elite tier. So I think NBA 2K24 is good. NBA 2K5 kind of did, 2K25 still did the similar thing, but now with teams, that you carry your team to that promised land. The gameplay didn't change a lot. Now we can select our key games, so that you either rookie or NBA Cup or stuff like that. Obviously, I think this one, I'll put it in mid, because in this one, it's just so insane to upgrade your player. I'm doing a no money spend. I'm in my 2nd season and I'm still at 70 overall. It's absolutely insane. My passing is 38. To upgrade to 40, I need to spend 5 fucking grand VC. In what world? My passing is 38. To upgrade it to 70, I need to spend 50 grand VC. On passing, there's no way to make money in that thing. Like, yeah, your endorsements are 1,000 VC. Accomplishments for Jordan. To win NBA Finals at the end of the season is 1,500 VC. The only thing that pays in that thing is FIBA tournament, which is 25 grand, and it's every 2 seasons. Thank you, 2K. And then to upgrade your player to a maximum, you need, it's $50 is no longer achievable to upgrade your guy from 0 to 85. It's just some dumbass you need to spend your money on, and then it's not even going to be enough because you need to spend money on animations and stuff like that. The last 5 years of NBA 2K was absolutely horrible, and I hate it. NBA 2K19 was the last good MyCAREER that I played. NBA 2K14 is my favorite. NBA 2K17 is still in my heart. NBA 2K11 is awesome. Yeah, this is my tier list. Let me know what you think. It's a little updated. I think I changed a lot of the stuff here. But let me know. Let me know what you think about this tier list, and hopefully I can bring you some more videos in the future. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.